Very good morning to you guys. So we are back for part two. So you'll remember part one at this property was where we tilled all the soil and trimmed everything back on Saturday. So it is now Wednesday morning and I'm back again. Thank goodness the sun is shining. I don't think I'm going to get rained off today. So yeah, so it's on for that side today, guys. Get everything nice and cut back. You can see how it's all overgrowing the path here. So they're all going to be cut back. Obviously it's going to look a little bit bare when we do it, but all of this will come back. It just needs a really good sorting out. So yeah, let's crack on. Get some tools out and away to go. Come on. So one thing that we found in this garden, guys, which is quite unfortunate, which I'm going to try and show you now if I can get against the van and show you a good picture of it. But it's this stuff. Now, you might call it horsetail or mare's tail, wherever you are. And to be quite honest, it's all through this border here that we're working in now, and around the trees here, look. So, unfortunately, there's a couple of ways that you can treat mare's tail, but it is quite a long process, and you've got to be so careful about what you use in relation to killing anything else around it. The best way is to use a good glyphosate weed killer, which absolutely attacks it, because if you pull this out by the root, you actually make it worse and it spreads even further. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deroot it all, take it all out. I'll mark the area where it came from, and I will treat those secluded areas to try and keep this mare's tail under control, because if you're not careful, it will end up all through the garden, it'll be in the grass, it'll be in all the borders. So that's just something we need to take care of. There are old school methods as well. Other gardeners will tell you, the older guys will say you can use bleach, salt mixed with hot water and stuff like that. Yeah, it may have worked back then. I think mare's tail's evolved with the times a bit, and it's very, very hardy, and it is a nightmare to get rid of. So I'll find a good glyphosate weed killer and I'll treat the areas, but just something to keep an eye on. If you see any of that in your garden, guys, it's not great news, but it's not the end of the world. You can treat it, all right? So back to it, guys. So just wanted to clarify something for you guys as well. Obviously I've shown you the front of the property where we've got this Centranthus growing, or Jupiter's beard, as some people call it. Yeah, so we've actually been asked to take care of this by the customer, because as you can see it's heavily encroaching into the footway. But before anybody says, what are you doing cutting it off, it's still in flower, this is why. So it's actually rooted somehow over the years. Bear in mind, this garden hasn't been touched for years. It's actually rooted into the footway. So it's in the path. So you can see the raised tarmac under here, look. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's all the way along here. It's growing out of the footway rather than in the border. I mean, look at that. Yeah, so our job is to get that back, remove it. Obviously, we'll have the Jupiter's beard growing in the border. It looks really nice actually when it's in bloom, but it needs to be a little bit lower as well. So it's all gone very overgrown. But one of the tasks today is clear this footway back. Obviously, people have been complaining as they're trying to walk past, you see. So anyway, I'll crack back on. Okay, so just to show you a little bit more, to elaborate on that, just now I've cut some of this down, just wanted to show you the extent of what I was talking about. Look, so it's not actually growing in the border, although some is, which we're going to keep and maintain for next year. But all this stuff, you see, it's grown between the back edge curb and into the footway. It's broke the tarmac, you see. See the? Let's move out the light. You might be able to see that a bit better. So we're gonna reduce that. Anything that's in the footway, I'm gonna dig out, and we will leave only the stuff that's in the border. So let's crack on. It's hot work today, but it's better than in the rain as it was last week. So we're still hard at it, guys. Just wanted to show you something else. So So obviously we're on to this border now, so we're clearing around the bottom. You can see where I've been already, I hope. But I've just noticed, so they've got a lovely little azalea here, which is obviously, it's been in flower, but it's gone. It's an evergreen as well, but it's absolutely been strangled by this daylily. Now these orange daylilies are beautiful, but you can see how overgrown it is. So what we're going to do is clear some of this off and try and give this azalea another shot at life, if you like. So yeah, so I'm hoping that makes a big improvement to the border. Guys, so we have now done a bit of a prune and a bit of a tidy up of these orange daylilies and their foliage around that was overgrowing the azalea. Now obviously the azalea, because it's been sort of grown over the top, it's grown itself quite uneven, and obviously we want to make it look as nice as we can. So what they do say is the best time to prune an azalea is just after the spring, when it's just finished blooming. Now obviously we're allegedly into the summer now, but they're not far away from when they were bloomed. So what you do then, you just come across and you just snip the dead heads off, the petals, and what it does is you can tidy it up a bit as well. It won't hurt. It's quite a hardy plant, but just to get a bit of shape back to it. But what it does is it gives it chance then to start creating buds for next season's flowers, which is quite good. There is some pesky mare's tail in here, look, I've just noticed. And obviously I did say earlier I'm going to have to come back and treat this area, but for now the only thing I can do is get down as far into the stem of it as I can and lift it out. But you know, as I said before, it's quite pesky stuff. So, but yeah, so we'll tidy up the azalea now. We're working through. We've given everything a little bit of a trim, and yeah, on we go. Then, so we've cleared around this area. Look, this border. Azalea's looking nice now. Hand weeded all around the base. They could do with some more decorative stones, some more chippings. That's tidy around there. We've also had a clear around this front border here in front of the window. I'm going to leave them up just for now, let them while they're still in bloom. Just I'll snip them off another time. What we're going to do now is snip some of these lower branches off. Just around the base of this tree, just so they're encroaching into the lawn a bit. It's a bit difficult when we're mowing, and then mowing is what we're going to be doing straight after that. So I use the STIHL RM4RT on this job. It's a mulching mower, mainly because this garden hasn't really been cared for in quite a few years. They were using an electric mower on it, which is fine, but it is a bit thin in places and looks a bit weak. So I don't know if any of you know, but what the mulching mower does is it basically cuts up the grass that you're cutting so fine and puts it back on the ground, and then it mulches itself in and gives some goodness back into the grass. So that should help thicken this lawn up over the next couple of months while we're mowing. So that's what we're doing now. Well, there we go. We are done. Well, done in the front anyway. He's got a bit of a task for me to do in the back garden now, so I'm told. But yeah, just to recap, the garden is starting to look loved again, guys. And all it takes is just a little bit of time. So yeah, I'm happy with the progress today. So it's on to the next one. Hope you've all enjoyed the video, guys. Hope it's informative. If there's anything you need to know from me, or any questions about the tools I use maybe, or what's anything you want to know really gardening related, put a comment in for me. Like the video if you don't mind, and if you are new here, as I always say, it costs nothing, and if you can be asked, give us a subscribe as well. It's really appreciated. So guys, on to the next one. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Take care.